We welcome our
Can you
national
watch
anthem
over the national anthem?
players we welcome you tonight. Tonight, Varsity Jazz brings us tonight. Jazz is a 2008 Kirkwood High School graduate. Jazz continues an academic and athletic career in participating in football. Jazz was transfigured in 2018 during an attempted carjacking, and the Jazz Graduate Foundation holds a joyride every year. For the past several years, our boys and girls basketball programs have worked partner with this foundation to make sure that every little boy and girl has a gift under the Christmas tree. If you brought a gift tonight or donated cash, the girls and boys basketball program would like to thank you very much for your generous donation. Now, before we get started, we ask that everyone please rise and remove their caps to America and the flag of our national anthem.
Let's go. You ready to go? All ready to go?
I want to like go in and like.
Go public. Just go public. Please go public. Yep. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the David Holly Gymnasium, where we have a special matchup for you tonight. The Kirkwood Pioneers girls varsity basketball team versus the Lindbergh Flyers, and it's an exciting matchup. So let's talk about what we're going to expect tonight. Rory Conboy for the Lindbergh Flyers, averaging 13 points a game, is a dangerous pick. She does everything for the Lindbergh Flyers. But number 3, Maggie Gunn, averaged 13 points, has been on fire. The freshman, 5'9", has made her presence known despite being so young, and she is going to be the key for the Pioneers if they want to win this game tonight. They're 0-2. They lost against Clayton. It was a bitter loss. They lost by only 3 points. Kirkwood is looking for something to make their season better. So, let's get ready for a great matchup tonight. We have the boys game following this, and we hope that you'll stick around for us. I'm Mason Heller alongside Owen Backer. We're assisted by Owen Spiegel, Quinn Sells, Liv Temp, Ian Rieno, and so many more people at the Cage TV studio. We thank you for tuning in tonight, and we hope you enjoy tonight's presentation. Let's talk a little bit about some of the keys to the game tonight. Lindbergh is a very post-dominant team, and because of this, we're going to be looking to Rory Conboy almost 70% of their game, as the scouting report in front of me says. The goal for Kirkwood tonight is to be able to box people out and shut down the rebound game. If they can do that, they will be looking pretty, because Maggie Gunn can feed those rebounds in. Now let's turn to live action. Lindbergh opens it up. They're looking for Conboy. Conboy's in the paint. Conboy breaks free to the outside, top of the ring. The out inbound for Kirkwood. Lindbergh ball. I apologize.
Lindbergh sitting at 500 record, 2-2. Kirkwood 0-2, still without a win. Looking to take one up here at home. That's going to be out of bounds.
Now draw the foul.
Rather.
Foul on 5, but Bendoff.
And we'll get some free throws to open up this game.
Of note, number 41, Angela Mostek, out after an injury at Clayton. She was the big three-point shooter for the Pioneers. Be on the lookout for someone to step up and make their presence known, given that we need a three-point shooter tonight to shut down this Lindbergh defense.
Injuries very important for the game. And they'll sing to one. It is 1-0 here.
Newland will drive the play. Keep an eye out on number 3, Maggie Gunn. She's the big player to watch. Jane Jensen on the outside. Top of the peak. Stolen away by Conboy. Gunn recovers it.
Whoa. This is pure and utter chaos. An absolute mad dash for the ball. Things seem to settle down a little bit here as Lindbergh retains possession.
Lindbergh will retain possession at the top of the peak, looking for Conboy. Forbes. Conboy in the paint. Goes up for the 3. Not good. Rebound will go out of bounds, and Kirkwood will inbound.
That was a clean look right there.
It was, yes, it was.
And it just didn't go in.
There's something to be said for the pressure of sports in general, especially at such a young age. It's difficult to cope. Number 10, Kate Ritter, getting some good looks at the top of the three-point line. Newland will drive. Newland look to the outside. Bendoff. Gunn looking to make some space. Toss it back to Newland to Puffer. Puffer there. Gunn turns it over in the offensive zone. Big key to note. The girls basketball team had nearly 15 offensive zone turnovers in their game against Clayton on Tuesday. That's something that Kirkwood will certainly be looking to reduce their discipline, or increase their discipline, I should say. Yes, there was a big turnover there for Lindbergh. So the key to tonight's game is, can you keep the ball in bounds? Can you keep the momentum going? Given that you played on Tuesday, you're probably a little bit tired. You're going to have some JV players in the game now that Mostek's out. Make up for her presence, drive to the basket, and make that difference. Bednoff up, good, 3!
Big 3!
Ritter will look to drive in the paint. Not good. Jensen gets it stolen. Gunn will keep it in.
Turns back down the other way.
Gunn to Bednoff. Newland looks to break free of Ritter. Ritter with good defense, shutting Newland down. Teams have given Newland space, and the key is, I don't mean to reveal the key, but the key is boxing her out and making her effective, and it seems like Lindbergh is focusing on that tonight. Newland to Gunn. To Jensen.
Slick passing. Jensen comes to the middle, puts it up. Oh.
Newland got the rebound, tried to put it back up, unable. Conboy to Mersley. On the court right now for Lindbergh is number 55, Rory Conboy. Number 50, Forbes. Number 12, Cronlund. Number 40, Mersley. And a new substitute, number 3. Bear with me. Number 3, MJ Abercrombie. Lindbergh will draw a foul.
What do you think of Kirkwood's play so far? We're tied up here.
Kirkwood's goal tonight should be to limit the amount of fouls they draw and limit those offensive zone turnovers. They're double teaming Newland. And Newland was a big playmaker. Austin Tate on the court now. She had 11 points in the game against Clayton. Tate looks up, shoots, not good. Lindbergh gets the rebound, and they'll drive. Newland with some good defense.
From behind.
That was a great defensive play. Owen, do you mind touching a little bit on what cues the girls can take from the boys' game against Clayton Tuesday night? It's obviously dominant performance.
Boys game against Parkway.
I apologize, yes, Parkway North.
Oh, turnover here. Newland coming up. Wow.
Draws the foul.
Anyways, the boys played some of the most hyper-aggressive flight basketball I've personally seen in this level in a while. And I think that worked. It was 20-2 lead at the start of the game, and then just stepped on their throats and they couldn't do anything after that. An absurdly aggressive style that paid dividends for them. Maybe not to that same extent, but what if the girls could kind of we saw some of that and really go out there and try to assert their dominance.
Crumlin looks to the top for Abercrombie. Abercrombie top of the peak. Merslip screens. Merslip at the top of the peak. Looking for Conboy in the paint. Conboy goes up. Blocked by Puffer.
More free throws. We have seen a hefty amount of these so far in this 4-4 game.
Lindbergh now taking advantage of Kirkwood's lack of discipline. Conboy will go up for 2. Good.
That was swatted away immediately and it's out of bounds.
Conboy hyper aggressive.
They absolutely went in on that play.
Look to swat it, unable. Conboy. Yeah, Conboy
break out of their own zone. Tries to lob it up in the middle.
Lindbergh's defense is suffocating this Kirkwood team.
Suffocating is the perfect word to describe it. Absolutely relentless, not letting them even get out of their own zone, not letting them inbound a pass, nothing.
Yeah. Kirkwood should look to find somewhere to break away. Number 2, Jake Jensen will swap back in for Austin Tate. Kirkwood obviously trying to change it up. Nothing's working for him right now. Lindbergh taking a 5-4 lead. Little drive. Bednoff. Bednoff to the outside. Top of the Puffer, top of the peak. Way over Maggie Gunn's head.
That kind of passing is not exactly ideal. Trying to generate some offense. Kind of an unforced error there.
I agree. Kirkwood's going to need to look for some, in general, just some better play. This is sloppy right now. Bednoff will cover Abercrombie. Abercrombie top of the peak. Newland looks to steal. Forbes to Cronlin. Travel.
Another unforced error for Kirkwood.
Yep.
It goes down and unnecessary travel there. I think Kirkwood's more unforced for that.
Kirkwood obviously looking to come back from 0-2. If you're your coach right now, what are your thoughts on calling a timeout this early in the game?
Honestly, it's a great question. I'm thinking, we know they can play better than this. Kirkwood's 0-2, but we know they can still play better than this. I think it's the
Up for 3. Jump ball.
And whistle blown. Yeah, I think, honestly, just refocus yourself. Take a timeout. Not even timeout, just stop your play to kind of reorganize, get everything set, make sure, it's not getting blown out. It's 5-4.
Completely agree. Newland will drive this. Top of the circle. Breaks to the right. Looks for a floater and unable. Convoy seals it right back, and she is driving. Motivated player tonight. She's played really aggressive defense. Incredible playmaking by Lindbergh. Merzlos. Merzlos screened. Forbes got the ball. Kirkwood has had, in this game, to my knowledge, 4 offensive zone turnovers.
Not even over the first one. I would say that very different styles are being played here.
No, I agree.
Kirkwood really is kind of giving up, the middle of the court, the transition game, and going with we're going to defend inside the paint, we're going to defend in our own end. Lindbergh, on the other hand, is full court press, attack all the time. Don't let them, gain an instant or out. And those two styles are clashing right here. It's very interesting to see.
So far, Lindbergh's transition game has looked 10 times better than Kirkwood's, and Kirkwood is struggling to find an answer. Jensen. Kirkwood's got Newland off, as well as Puffer. Jordan Rowland is in. They're looking for Jordan right now. They're going to have her draw in. Jordan looking for a three-pointer. Travel.
They're playing a game of travel right now. Going back and forth.
Yep. If I were traveling, I'd like to go to Paris, but we're stuck at a basketball court. I do suppose. The calling of travels is much more aggressive in this girls' game. On Tuesday night in the boys' game, we saw 3 to 5 steps before a travel was called. Jump ball. Well, rugby is pretty fun to play, but it is hard to play on a waxed wood floor. Number 2, Nyla Jackson, on my scout report, is Lindbergh's bona fide three-point shooter. If you look at the players that have gotten the ball the most this game, it's been Convoy has had possession 75% of the time. Obviously, she's a very impressive player. She's 6 feet tall.
It hit her arm as she was trying to get the pass off, and it ended up in the middle of no man's land.
Redmond was trying to get that pass off. Redmond 6'2" will look to shut down Convoy.
I think Lindbergh is treating this about the idea of going on up, dominating the tempo, playing the game a good amount, and then you can afford to take a couple threes.
No, I agree.
Over here.
Redmond will take it back down. Redmond looks for Rowland. Will drives in. Nearly
Possession, puts it up again. Nearly off the backboard.
They'll fight for it. Jump ball. So far, it's been very gritty basketball.
Congratulations, you win.
There have been just a few jump balls to count, maybe 6, 7 or so. But the significance of the jump ball is how it neutralizes the game, and it means that fighting for it is certainly worth it. Jensen nearly steals it. Jensen's always in the shooting lane, it seems. She came away with 3 steals in the last game. Ball goes up, not good.
No. And time will expire in the first quarter. 7-4, Lindbergh.
Welcome back. We've got 8 minutes for the second quarter. Lindbergh leads Kirkwood 7-4. Owen, talk to me about what you saw in that opening quarter that was either surprising or concerning to you.
Well, again, we touched on this during the quarter, but it really is just a clashing of styles here. You have Lindbergh, who's just being extraordinarily aggressive on defense, particularly. They are hammering Kirkwood every chance they get. They're trying to steal. It's a miracle they haven't gotten a reach-in foul. Really not giving them any room. You're seeing this on display here. Kirkwood playing much more conservatively. Gritty, but conservative.
Newland take it to stop the peak. Newland to Jensen. To Gunn to Bednoff. Bednoff goes up for the 3, off the rim. Lindbergh will get the rebound. That's number 12, Cronlund.
A three-pointer would be huge for Kirkwood right here. Tie this game up.
Cronlund has looked incredibly strong in the rebound game tonight.
It's such a strong defensive game. I mean, any points you'll take. Honestly, whoever scores first here in this second quarter, I mean, that's a massive momentum swing coming up. Kirkwood's either slashed the lead to 1 or Lindbergh has made it 5.
Right now, we've got a pretty big struggle in terms of, like 4 possession. The most of this game has been fought in the center. Kirkwood looking for a three-pointer right now. You don't have number 20 or 41 Angela Mostek, who's been the big
solid from the perimeter.
Oh yes, she's been the big three-point shooter for Kirkwood, and they really need that kind of presence right now.
Obviously, a difficult loss. We see this once again, absolutely giving Kirkwood no breathing room. Won't go there. Newland was trying to get
Jensen.
A little bit of space.
Travel on Jensen.
Newland was trying to get a little bit of space there, and then Lindbergh just simply said no, pushed her all the way back to the line. She had to dish out the emergency pass. Fast break. Ooh, couldn't corral it and is out of bounds.
Bednoff looks to just get out of her own defensive zone. Newland looking to not get pickpocketed. Out to Jensen to Bednoff.
Nice quick
Bednoff's
passes.
going to look for it. Gunn goes up for the 3.
Not
good.
Not
off the rim.
quite. I like the effort.
Kirkwood's been looking for that 3. They need the momentum to change, and a three-pointer would be perfect for that.
2 minutes into the second quarter, still scoreless.
You can back up. Okay, so we can talk to it like this.
Still scoreless. 5:47 remaining in this second quarter. We are scoreless. It's the same score that the first ended it.
If this game continues with this kind of pacing, we might not get out of the tens.
And that is not a knock on the offense. It is more of an appreciation of the defense. They've just been pounding Kirkwood and vice versa.
Tate will draw the foul. Inbound for the Pioneers. Right now, it seems to be rather equal in terms of the fouls. It's been a defensive struggle. It's been that way most of the game.
Whoa, went for the perimeter 3 and it got blocked.
Convoy outclassing Kirkwood's offense right now.
Kirkwood's got to find a way to combat this. They've definitely tried some stretch passes to kind of nullify the press. Big 3. Oh, off the backboard. Puts it up and it's in. The first points of the second quarter for either team.
24 Caroline Puffer with the 2. Puffer is a big presence. She's got wide shoulders and she's tall. She needs to make herself known in the paint if she wants to, give Kirkwood the edge.
Certainly gave him the edge on that play.
Convoy boxed in.
Passes it right to Kirkwood.
Tate will take it down the outside, looks to drive in.
Oh,
Up.
inside move in. Baba Booey. That's 2 points for Kirkwood, and they have the lead.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with the verbiage. Up for three, out.
Out. Air ball.
No, I don't necessarily agree with the verbiage, Baba Booey, but I think that was an incredible play by Tate. Tate putting in the effort tonight. She had 11 points at Clayton. Obviously, was put in late, wasn't the player of the game, but she made herself known, and we're looking for that to happen again tonight. Lindbergh's going to take a timeout because Kirkwood has just maintained or brought back the lead.
You talk about a momentum swing. You go 3 minutes without points for either team in the quarter, and then quick two for Kirkwood. You say, okay, yeah, they got some here, and then immediately score another, capture the lead, 8-7. I mean, that was an extremely impressive play. The best highlight we've seen all game. I mean, it was inside, outside, courtside score.
Now, what starts that play is good pressure from Puffer and Bednoff on number 55, Rory Conboy. Kirkwood shut Conboy down, put her into the corner. She's forced into making a bad pass. Tate runs it down the outside, and it's an easy layup for her. Then Kirkwood steals it right back and nearly gets another 3 points on the board. The momentum has now shifted, and it's up to Kirkwood to capture it. Lindbergh will inbound.
With speed once again. Flips it out.
Conboy driving in.
Whistle. Kirkwood will take over.
Bench lights up.
I'm not sure how clear this comes over on the broadcast, but
We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're back. Audio should be good
Better
now.
than ever.
You didn't miss much. It's 8-15.
Progress from clock difficulties here. There is 104 remaining. Actually, yeah, there is 104. Inbound pass. Stolen immediately, couldn't quite get it up there.
Rowland gets back up, draws the foul.
Kirkwood really captured the momentum in the first bit of this quarter. They had 2 consecutive baskets go in. They had captured the lead, and then Lindbergh, they make 1 and then 2 big threes that kind of put the dagger in Kirkwood, at least for this quarter. Seeing if they can recapture some of that with a couple free throws here.
Rowland up. Not good. Kirkwood was, to my knowledge, about 25% on the 3 points in their contest against Clayton on Tuesday. Their attempts far exceeded their completions, but the difference is that their 3-point attempts were not recovered because of how many offensive zone turnovers they had. Fast break. Oh, that'll be good.
Kirkwood unable to capitalize off the 2 free throws too. As if you can't make your free throws, are they really free?
Number 2 now, Jackson. Jackson with an incredibly aggressive play. Gets 2 more points for the Lindbergh Flyers. Kirkwood trying to figure out what the key to success is here.
This quarter started a 7-4 lead for Lindbergh. That lead for them is now swelled to 9 points. No good on the
Rowland
free throw again.
can't make it. 0 for 3 tonight.
Look to make it at least 1 in.
Look to make it at least 1 for 4, 25%. Up. Good.
There we go. Sinks in. 17-9. That cuts the lead to 8 points. Out of
Foul
bounds.
on Bendoff. Jackson will take it to the top of the peak. Newland guards to Abercrombie. Abercrombie's been on fire at the 3-point circle.
Transition game. Bendoff going, trying to get some points before the quarter expires. No! With 11.6 remaining. Want to get something in here before the quarter expires, just so you can at least take something into halftime. Oh.
Out.
What were we talking about earlier? Unforced errors? That was one of them.
Kirkwood will be able to inbound here if they have a set play. Now's the time to use it.
11 seconds remaining in the half.
Inbound to Newland at the top of the peak. Newland look for Tate, who's driving. Newland drive on her own. Up to Rowland. Rowland gets it up.
No.
Not good. Out.
Off a shin and out of bounds.
They'll have 3 seconds to reset themselves here.
I mean, honestly, just go for the 3, right? Like,
Sure.
if you do get that 17-12 5-point lead, and it's like, okay, that's manageable.
Oh, I agree. With that,
2,
puffer up to
1.
Rowland. Done.
Unforced error again. They couldn't get the shot off before the buzzer. Time has expired in the half. It is 17-9 for Lindbergh.
As we said, that gap now, now 8 points. It grew from 7 and 4. It was a defensive struggle to open the second quarter, but the scoring really picked up in the final 3 minutes. We've got 10 minutes of halftime. We'll come back when there's about 6 left to give you a little bit of a halftime preview for our second half. And we appreciate you joining us. I'm Mason Heller alongside Owen Backer, and we will see you back here in 4 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the halftime show. We are here at the David Holly Gymnasium. The Kirkwood Pioneers 9, Lindbergh Flyers 7. So far in the first half, we had a pretty defensive struggle for the first quarter, and for the first 4 minutes, it was mostly that as well. In the second quarter, however, the scoring opened up. Kirkwood has been able to effectively shut down Rory Conboy. However, number 3, Abercrombie, has been dangerous at the three-point line. The key for today's game, at least for the second half, Kirkwood is going to need to reduce the amount of three-point shots Lindbergh gets off and box the rebounds out. They've done a good job of that. They've limited their offensive zone turnovers, but they have just been unable to convert on any three-point shots. They've been 0 for 3 tonight, or 0 for 5 tonight, I should say. They have been able to convert on their free throws. They are 1 for 5 on their free throws. Kirkwood so far needs to play a more disciplined game. They need to be able to focus on those details. And if they do that, they should be looking good here. They've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds now. I would imagine what the coach is saying is that something like you need to be feeding your big players. Maggie Gunn, number 3, hasn't gotten the ball that much tonight. She's been able to box out. She's been an effective defensive presence, but she hasn't been able to put up the numbers that we saw in her last game. Right now, she has 1 foul, 0 points. Our big point producer right now has been Brick Bedoff. She's got 2 fouls, 3 points. But you need to be feeding people like Austin Tate, who had an incredible breakaway play after a good defensive shutdown of Rory Conboy. Kirkwood should be looking for those defensive plays that feed into the offense, and if they do that, they should be looking good. Now, let's take a look at some of the scouting report that I've got here in front of me. Number 40, Mertzluft, is not a three-point shooter, but she's made herself look very big tonight. She's got a 6 foot frame. That's big. She was able to use that effectively. She's screened well. She's shut down Kirkwood at the top of the three-point line, and she's gotten in the way of players like Reagan Redmond, who's 6'2", from making her height dominant. Rory Conboy, also 6 foot, has been shut down by some of the shorter Kirkwood players, maybe not using her height as well as she could, but Mertzluft is a huge presence right now, and Lindbergh needs to be paying attention to how they utilize number 40, and Kirkwood needs to watch out if number 40 is in the shooting lane, because there is no pass that will not be blocked by Mertzluft. We also want to look at number 50, Forbes. Forbes has been aggressive in passing, but her primary function has been a feeding point from Conboy. Conboy has fed her the ball. 50 has produced 5 points for the Lindbergh Flyers tonight. Lindbergh has also looked much better in terms of three-point shooting, and Kirkwood needs to be paying attention to that. So let's go over some keys to the second half. Box out effectively, shut down the three-point game, and make sure Mertzluft isn't in the way. If Kirkwood can utilize Maggie Gunn and Brooke Bednoff effectively, as well as feeding Austin Tate and her offensive game, Kirkwood should have the tools to win. We'll turn it over now to live action. Thank you for joining us at the Halftime Report.
Returning you to live action as opposed to that animated segment we've just done of halftime.
Lindbergh will take possession, open the half. Conboy drives. Out to Forbes. Conboy up. Reverse layup.
Ooh.
Good.
I'm very curious to see what changes in this half and what stays the same. I got to think some of that aggressiveness is going to stay the same. I think the scoring might go up a little bit. Offense has got to figure out something eventually.
Jensen
got a
up.
whole half.
Jensen up. Ritter with a huge pass there to set up Conboy with the easy drive. Newland will look to shut down Forbes. Forbes to Ritter.
Newland has a habit of chasing people down from behind and just stealing the ball when they least expect it. I look out for that this half. She did it the first half, and then she tried it a little bit right there. Sneaky speed is what we call that.
Cronlin Out to Forbes. Forbes looking for Ritter. Ritter's a sophomore, making herself known. Lindbergh's top three-point shooter, MJ Abercrombie, the freshman, not on the court.
It was a wide open look.
Fakes
there,
out
but they chose to cut
Bednoff.
inside.
I apologize. Correction. Her name is Brooke Bendoff. I've been doing this for 3 games. I should know this.
Come on now.
Newland will quarterback this drive, if you will. To Puffer. Puffer
a
looks for
bad
Bendoff. Draws the foul.
Describing Anna Newland as a quarterback is actually not the worst comparison I've heard. She's very much driving the offense from the point, moving the ball around to the people who need the ball, doing what she needs to do when she needs to do it. Overall solid.
She's been looking for those feeder passes, and it's been impressive. She's looked well. She's looked very good, actually.
Kirkwood largely unable to
Bendoff
capitalize
up.
on free throws. And
Good.
they do here. Double digits for the Pioneers.
Bendoff 1 for 1 tonight. Now 2 for 2.
There are some easy points there, and the deficit is now only 8.
Now Convoy is going to be the quarterback for Lindbergh, if you will. We're still in football mode, if you recall. Ritter travels. Good defense by Bendoff.
Once again, Kirkwood not out of this game. They were down, but they are certainly not out. This is a very recoverable deficit. 8 points is not that much. We saw Lindbergh go on a bit of a run that netted them as many. See if Kirkwood can do here.
Bendoff at the top of the peak. Gunn will drive. She's out. Oh, doesn't it look like she got? It looked like she got forced out. Ref didn't blow the whistle. Convoy will drive. Stolen away by Newland.
Ouch.
Good defense.
That's what I was talking about at the start of the half. That sneaky speed coming from behind, popping the ball out.
If I'm Kirkwood now, I'm really worried about that driving speed, that transition game.
Absolutely.
It's pioneered by Ritter. Ritter's quick. Ritter also knows her role. She's been screening, even though she's got a smaller frame than the rest of the girls. She's been playing well, and for a sophomore, it's pretty remarkable how well she's developed as a player. She looks like she could be a starter for this varsity team.
That one's up and out.
Newland.
Slowing the pace a little bit.
Kirkwood's key is to slow this game down. If they do that, they will be in control.
When Lindbergh's at their best, it really looks like a mad panic out there for Kirkwood, a mad dash. Everyone's just trying to scramble for the basketball, and Lindbergh kind of takes control of that organized chaos.
Gone up for the 3.
Ooh.
Just off the rim.
No
Kirkwood
cigar.
just has been nil on the 3-pointers tonight.
Out of bounds. Kirkwood can capitalize off these continual just out-of-bounds passes from Lindbergh. That has not been the strongest element of their game. They've been launching the ball out of bounds constantly.
Kirkwood 50% on their free throw attempts tonight. Be looking to draw those fouls. Regan Redmond is in. She's 6'2". Going to be looking to shut down those bigger bodies for Lindbergh. Yeah, they're going to put her into Kenner Matzlaff.
Kirkwood does have some very strong depth, even with injuries. Lindbergh, you get the sense more as a power 5 that we're just rolling with. Obviously, necessary substitutions when needed, but they really got to figure out how to shut down this top group.
Regan Redmond with the block foul. In fairness, she shut down that play. I would have taken the foul too. Metzlaff goes up for the 2. Not good. Convoy will keep it in.
What a way to keep it in, but it ultimately will end in a turnover anyway. Stretch pass.
Jensen gets it up.
Ooh, no. Something I've noticed is that, when Kirkwood does get their breaks, they do get their chances. They get their mismatches, and then there's some hesitation there. There's looking for the pass, and then Lindbergh just absolutely swarms, like you gang tackle in football. Just all hands on deck, go to the ball, and it just completely stifles Kirkwood's offense and any chances that they do get.
Completely agree. The issue with that is that Kirkwood has been able to generate any offense from the 3-point line, so they're not able to. White ball.
Bit of a quiet whistle there, kind of.
Yeah, it's strange. Strange instance. Play didn't really stop.
Yeah, nobody knew what was happening
Everyone
except for a
seems
couple
little
people.
confused.
things have been worked out and resolved now. It'll be Kirkwood's ball.
Kirkwood basketball.
5:05 remaining, but you knew that due to our lovely score operator, Owen Spiegel.
Gone at the top of the peak. Gonna look for Newland. Newland, she has space. Guarded. Bendoff gets it. Aggressive defense. Defense from,
Again,
pardon me.
Lindbergh Flyers are like a pack of velociraptors. They are just going all out, and the green does definitely help with that description.
Jackson with aggressive defense on Bendoff forces the turnover. Jackson will take it from peak. Jackson out to Ritter.
More high arc passes.
Ritter's looking to get that three-pointer in.
This game is
It'll
being
go to Cronlin.
played and won in the
Cronlin
paint.
to Jackson to Metzloff. Metzloff drives in. Foul. Kirkwood so far, the discipline looks a little iffy. They've got 3 fouls so far in the second half.
This game is being played and won in the paint. That's what's led to all these.
Redmond has taken 3
Free
fouls.
Sinks one right there, and it'll be 20 points now for Lindbergh.
Returning for the Pioneers, number 23, George Ball, replacing number 20, David.
Redmond has taken 3 fouls and she'll be subbed out.
Sinks both, and it's 21-11, a 10-point lead now. First double-digit lead of the game.
Metzloff 4 for 4 on her free throw attempts tonight. Roland.
No points for...
Ooh.
Unforced error is what we talked about.
Again, double dribble on Roland. Kirkwood has had several travels, several double dribbles, several out-of-bounds balls that could have been easily controlled. Kirkwood will call a timeout now after they notice that lack of discipline.
I think that is a necessary timeout. We are nearly halfway through this quarter, and Kirkwood, I mean, what have they got going? They have not put any points up on the board and are just really that have been significant. They haven't generated any kind of real offense. Their defense has been fine, but your defense can only do so much when your offense isn't generating anything.
We'll take a break as they take their timeout. Lindbergh will inbound the ball. Conboy will take it. Rory, Conboy to Cronlin. Cronlin looking for Conboy. Conboy looks to drive. Jensen, defense. Gunn, they're going to hold it. Jump ball. Pioneers will take possession.
Obviously, this whole game, it's been a mentality of just find a way to play well. There's plenty of game left. But now, when you start asking the question with halfway through the third here of you're running out of game and you're down double digits, what do you change? What do you start to get going?
Taking it for Jensen. Ritter at the top of the line. Conboy to Ritter. Plenty of space. Metzloff screens. Shuts down Newland. Newland trying to chase Ritter off. Conboy will get into the paint, and easy layup for Conboy. Kirkwood left her open, and Ritter found the easy pass. Ritter and Conboy working together well.
The lead is now 12.
Jackson will grab it after nearly falling on it.
Pass. Ooh, couldn't quite get there. No bounce out. Kirkwood ball. So what's your opinion on this matter? At some point, you have to just decide, okay, we are now down 12. We're running out of game. What do you change? You start taking more threes than you have. You haven't really had success from that point, but you got to try something.
At this point, Kirkwood should be looking to reduce the number of threes that Lindbergh generates. They haven't generated any so far in the second half. I told you this is the key to the game. They haven't been able to box out, though. They need to force their Lindbergh's bigger bodies, Conboy, Cronlin, Ritter, to the outside and try to cut off those layups. Travel on Roland.
Some frustration displayed there.
Roland has been called for 2 travels and a double dribble so far this game. I would be frustrated if I were her, too.
Absolutely.
One of those travels was suspect. I don't mean to criticize the referees. They work very hard for little pay. But one of the travels was suspect, so I understand her frustration. Bendoff will try to guard Try to guard Crowland. Crowland feeds Conboy. Conboy to Abercrombie. Abercrombie's rebound recovered by Roland to Newland. Newland to Bendoff. Rowland to look. Newland steps.
This has been a relatively low-scoring game for Kirkwood and for Lindbergh. I mean, these teams have both put up far larger points.
Roland for three. Good!
No! Let's go. That's how you get something going. As I was saying, points haven't been scored too much from Kirkwood here, but as if they heard us, they immediately drained a three-pointer to kind of nullify that.
Kirkwood generated 28 points in their first game against Koyezu and generated 35 against in their contest against Clayton. Obviously, they've fallen short of their previous totals.
Not even half that total with time expiring here close in the third.
If you look at your scoreboard, you can see that we've got 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock here. What that means for the Pioneers is they do not have the time they want to make up this 9-point lead, and that's a three-pointer for Abercrombie. Not good. Feed, Gunn. Gunn will get it up.
Run it, puts it up. Oh, so close on the break. It was nothing but her in the basket.
Gunn got close to the net. Man, it ran out of room. Tried to put it back up, and it just got stifled by the rim. Abercrombie wide open. A huge three. What a lapse in defense.
She had time to catch the ball, do her taxes, and then shoot it.
That's 4 threes on the game for Abercrombie. Kirkwood needs to shut her down. Rowland up for two.
Shot.
Good.
Good. Bit more of an up-tempo game being played here. Both sides trading some points back and forth. We haven't seen too much of that. Deficit is 10.
Deficit 10. We're going to take a break. No. Hey, so I've just adjusted the gain on the microphone. If you are currently watching the stream, please feel free to type in the chat whether or not this sounds a little bit better. Hopefully it should. I reduced the gain so you shouldn't hear as much grain. It should sound a little bit better. And you shouldn't be able to hear as much of the background audio. So that hopefully will make your streaming experience a little better.
The wonders of audio technology, people.
I'm telling you. Kirkwood now with another 30-second timeout. Looking to reset the momentum here. They just got a nice 2-point break from Jordan Rowland. Jordan Rowland with 5 points now in the game. Or I apologize, 6 points now in the game. She's looked strong. Obviously, she's frustrated. I would be frustrated too. She's been called for one pretty suspect travel. She's been called for a double dribble and another travel. But the emotion's not getting to her. She's kept her composure. But Kirkwood has not been able to shut down number 3, Abercrombie, who's got 9 points on the night. She's got 3 3-pointers. And Kirkwood has no answer to Abercrombie's 3-point dominance.
Not one bit.
Crombie to Metzloff. Number 24 on the court. Check our roster to figure out who that is. Number 24, Riffert. Riley Riffert.
Ah, foul call.
So I apologize to anyone watching who's a Lindbergh fan. On the scouting report I've got, number 40 is Mertzluft, when in reality that is Sam Colvin. So if you've heard the name Mertzluft tonight, it has been Sam Colvin in entirety.
Look what we got, folks. Lame, big scouting report.
Yeah, so that Mertzluft is now taking her threes. She's gotten into the game for the first time tonight. She's taking her frees. 2 for 2.
11-point deficit.
Colvin is 4 for 4. Mertzluft is 2 for 2.
At one point, this deficit was 13. Cut down a little bit.
Rowland's gonna look for a 3-point. Colvin trying to get in her way.
Inside feed. Spinning up. No.
Calls the travel. It looked like she was pivoting there. I'm not sure what the referee saw that made it look like she was traveling. I don't think she took any steps. But such is the nature of life. We can't have it all the way.
Benson broken up.
Jump ball. We've got 59 seconds here in this third quarter. Owen, talk to me. What does Kirkwood need to do to bring this deficit? It's 11 points now, down.
Well, look, you need a way to reliably score points. So whatever's worked the most for you. Honestly, taking shots from the perimeter, or at least doing that to drive your offense, has been the only thing that's got Kirkwood points. And honestly, 3 points is better than 2. So I think Kirkwood just needs to keep playing defense the best they can, try to figure out what works, make their free throws, take advantage of opportunities that they're given, and try to drain a couple threes to get back in this game.
Completely agree with that analysis, Mr. Backer. So let's take a look at who Kirkwood should be looking for some points now. Maggie Gunn has 0 points tonight. She had 13 points on Tuesday. Obviously, she's a freshman, so her consistency, it's not always going to be perfect. Sam Colvin will miss her first free. Emma Apple will go in for Anna Newland, and Caroline Puffer will go in for Jordan Rowland. Newland, quarterbacking most of Kirkwood's offense, looked very strong.
That one goes in and out? No. 11-point lead remains.
Puffer will look for Apple. Apple played earlier in the JV game tonight. Owen, what's it like to play 2 games in one day?
That's got to be absolutely exhausting. Oh, fast break here.
Metzlef will steal it. I apologize, Riley, if I can find it. If you'll bear with us, I do not have a large copy of the Lindbergh roster next to me.
It's, again, work with what we have. But I think it has to be absolutely exhausting to play in obviously back-to-back games, and so you don't want to rely on somebody too heavily if you're a coach, you're setting a game plan, who has just played a full other sporting event just prior. At that point, you don't want to overwork yourself, you don't want to get injured, you just want to play what you can and contribute how you can.
Jackson breaks up the pass. Number 24 is Riley Riffert, for anyone watching. Riffert has made her presence known. She's got 1 point on the night. Number 22, Maeve Convoy on the...
Maggie Gunn goes up and is immediately hit down. Foul called.
Maeve Convoy, who I believe to be Rory Convoy's twin, is on the court now for Convoy in the same role. They've got similar size numbers, so it makes sense.
First one goes in, no problem.
Gunn
10-point deficit.
Gunn with her first point of the night. Kirkwood will, after this free throw, look to kind of mount this comeback.
When you're down like this late in the game, you gotta make your free throws.
Rory Convoy replaces her sister.
Up.
Good.
9-point deficit is now single digits.
Gunn looking much better.
Throws up nearly over the head. They're able to get it a long stretch
Fast break.
Right in the net.
Mertzlow,
good!
Good!
Just as time expires.
29 to 18. Kirkwood's going to be down 11 points now as we go into this fourth quarter. We'll take a little break. Thank you for joining us. I was talking with my assistant, Mr. Spiegel. He mentioned that Kirkwood has been able to make up the deficit in almost every game they've played. They've trailed in all 3 of their games into the fourth quarter, but now they have this 11-point deficit to make up. They've been able to make up the deficit in all of their games, reduce it to 3 points or less, but we don't know if they can come back and regain the lead. They haven't been able to do that yet. They've looked strong at some stretches in this game when the right combination of players are on the court. It's up to Kirkwood and their coaches to figure out the best game plan.
Yeah, they've been good in the fourth quarter, but not good enough to make up the massive deficits they find themselves in after the first, second, third quarters. See if that trend continues and if they're able to snap that streak and actually recapture the lead in this fourth. Newland up to Puffer.
Puffer is looking for Newland. Newland back in for Apple.
Ooh. Hit him with
Newland
the razzle
drives.
dazzle.
Now, I don't mean to be critical. I have never heard anyone describe that as a razzle dazzle out on Ritter.
Look, I don't care what other people say. I saw that and said that right there is a razzle dazzle.
So I was talking to you before this game. I said we should be professional, and you have completely disregarded me.
Hey, that is extremely professional. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Jump ball. So, for context, I'm wearing a suit. Mr. Backer is wearing his Kirkwood basketball gear. His is better than mine, I will agree. I think that wearing basketball gear to a basketball game is probably more appropriate than wearing a suit. But
The suit is great. I will say that. It's a good suit. It's nice.
you can't come looking cheap to the games that you care about.
No.
Gunn puts it up. Good for two.
There you go. The ball couldn't decide if it wanted to go in or not, and it ultimately did.
Kirkwood certainly trying to figure out how to win. Pass knocked down by Colvin. Colvin puts it up for two. Colvin with their 7th point of the night.
31-20. Again, after the first quarter, it was, 7-4? The scoring is obviously picked up after that slow start.
You can see the boys team shuffle in.
Getting ready. Reminder, that broadcast of the boys game versus the Lindbergh, the same matchup, it will take place right after this one. So we're going to switch over to a new stream. Watch out for that, and then we'll hit you with another basketball game.
Gunn's pass deflected. Play will reset.
First, second. Team's fifth. Kirkwood basketball.
Kirkwood ball. Puffer calling for it. Goes through her hands. She
Able to
recovers it
regain.
to Newland. Newland out to Jensen. Jensen looking for the three. Pulls up. Not able. Puffer in the paint. Puffer puts it up. Not good. Jensen rebound. Not good. Puffer will fight for it. Jump ball.
Ooh. Down to the ground.
Jump ball. Possession goes to the Flyers.
Kirkwood has, since Lindbergh has kind of figured out their offense, Kirkwood has too. So they've been able to keep up with Lindbergh offensively, but they started keeping up with them when they were already down by 10 points. So really, they haven't made any forward progress. As Lindbergh will add 2 more.
Conboy again. It's a 13-point deficit now. Kirkwood got 6 minutes to make it up. Luland drives on the outside. Jensen nearly has her pass stolen. Tate drives with a fake.
Oh, so
Out of bounds.
close. Tate generated some key offense for Kirkwood in that first half. Didn't see too much court time in the second. Now they got her back out here.
Student section starting to fill up for this boys game. Watching on in horror as the girls are trying to recover it. It's just really not happening. Puffer to Gunn. Gunn is woken up a little late.
Nice
Gunn
move.
up. Good. What a move!
That's the type of play that they needed.
The crowd explodes. That was definitely something that Kirkwood needed.
That was a highlight
now-
reel play.
Drives in, not good. Try to get the rebound.
Put
Conboy
back.
off the backboard.
Oh,
Put it up. Good.
4 separate putback attempts don't go, and finally on the last one, they're able to get the points in.
4
That is
rebounds.
not
Kirkwood
what you
unable to
want.
recover any of them. That is going to be a critical piece of contention for Coach.
Not coach. Maggie Gunn with a awesome play, and then just right back, you lose those 2 points again.
For Coach
on the
Sutter,
other.
I apologize. For Coach Sutter, that'll be a big point of contention.
Up. Oh, looking for the N1. Couldn't get it. Still got an opportunity for a couple free throws here.
Kirkwood will draw the foul.
5 minutes remaining. 13-point deficit. See if they can slash that to 11.
Kirkwood does manage to slash that deficit. We're looking at a much tighter game. Puffer, 0-1. Jackson will be in for Forbes. And the man of the hour, Wiley Cruz. The JV boys basketball game has concluded, and I will be joined alongside Wiley Cruz for the next game.
We have received reinforcements. You will be subbing me out for someone who plays basketball, which is probably fair.
Yeah, I assure you the quality of the commentary for the boys basketball game will be 10 times higher than what you've heard today.
Hey, now, that was rude.
Now, I don't mean to be rude, but I, as my father often jokes, have no basketball genes in me. I played basketball when I was 5, and I never scored a point. Owen Backer alongside me does have some basketball experience.
I played for 3 years and scored 2 points.
Okay, so he's got more points than me. But Wiley Cruz, JV basketball player, probably has more points combined than either of us and our fathers.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Convoy will look for 2 here. Up. Good.
A game that started off thinking, Kirkwood's going to hold Lindbergh to maybe 30 points, a little less. Now, Lindbergh is looking to eclipse the total that both Koryezu and Clayton, the other 2 girls basketball opponents for Kirkwood this year, scored in their games.
With the pick, Convoy looks to go. Colvin to Jackson. Jackson to Ritter. Colvin to Convoy. Convoy pulls up, baits out the jump from Gunn. Tate tips it. And number 12 will look to generate offense for Convoy.
Turnover. No, they're able to get it back, puts it over, it doesn't even hit rim. Kirkwood retains possession, it's Maggie Gunn.
Maggie Gunn has maintained possession. Newland will drive.
Oh, the move!
Good!
I'll say it.
It's that call blood.
It was that razzle-dazzle.
Oh my God.
A spectacular move.
You won't hear that during the boys' game, I promise.
Well, that sounds like boys' game is going to be fun then.
Ritter up,
Oh.
Good. Wow. Ritter has been on fire tonight. 9th point of the night. Ritter hit 2 threes. Fed Convoy nearly 5, maybe 6 passes that have generated a ridiculous amount of offense for Kirkwood. That student section is starting to look a little fuller. You can hear it. Kirkwood, every time they score, it gets loud in here. Owen, how does the environment that you're playing in kind of play into that maybe that fear factor or that intensity factor? You can kind of, you slip away, you get into the flow, as Michael Jordan called it.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you think Coach Sutter is saying right now?
Well, with the environment, I mean, it's a huge factor, home or away. You feed off that energy, you feed off the crowd, the environment that you are in. If you're a home fan, you obviously you feed off the support and the energy and whatnot. If you're an away fan, you could, obviously be a little intimidated by it, or you could be the type of competitor that does feed off the negative energy of the crowd, and you like hearing people disappointed when you score and whatnot. So it's a big thing for every athlete, every competitor to kind of have some way they feed off that energy.
I agree. Look for it to get loud. They're going to go for these big 3-pointers. Kirkwood needs these points. There are 13 points in the gap. Kirkwood cannot afford to go 0-3. They've got just 16 games this season. And if the momentum is killed this early, Kirkwood girls basketball has generally outperformed men's basketball. They will not keep that streak.
3:38 remaining. You're about to see a desperate sub 4 minutes from Kirkwood as they try to get the ball as frequently as possible and get the threes and put as many points on the board as they can before time expires.
Both them and Lindbergh have 3 timeouts, so they're going to be looking to kind of slow down the pace of the game. Obviously, that favors Kirkwood. Lindbergh has been playing a fast game. Colvin out to 12 shoots.
Fires
Good.
in. Kirkwood's defense looks worn down at this point. It's been a physical game, and they just look tired.
12 is Cronlin. Tate up for the 3.
Oh, in and out, so close. Mad scramble for the
Gonna
ball.
recover it.
Gun has possession.
Timeout for Kirkwood.
30-second timeout.
We'll take a little break as Kirkwood draws up on the strategy board. No break. If you'll take a look at the bottom of your screen, you can see how much time is left. There's 3 minutes, and if you take a look a little to the left and to the right, you'll see that it's dire straits for the Kirkwood Pioneers. This is a further gap than any team has run on Kirkwood so far this season. It's 40 to 25. And Newland will take it from the K. Look to get around Ritter. Roland drives.
Oh. That was closer than expected
Newland.
based off the chance.
Newland recovers the rebound. It's a gun. Gun up.
Up.
Not good.
Ooh. They're just getting as many shots in the air as they can at this point.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Lindbergh trying to burn time.
Cronlin. Pendoff
pass.
tries to break up the pass. Rowland will guard Ritter. Jackson will go to Calvin. To Cronlin. Looking for Convoy. To Jackson. Convoy up. Good.
Adds to their lead. Things are kind of getting away from Kirkwood here, which is what you expect. At the end of the game, when you're playing desperate, it either works out for you, you close the gap, or you give up a lot more chances and that gap increase. It's the equivalent of going for an onside kick.
Cronlin, 10 points on the night, or Convoy, 10 points on the night.
That's a fourth of Lindbergh's points if my math serves me well.
Yeah, it does.
All right, that's good.
On the court right now, combined for Lindbergh is the majority of their points. 31 of the points are on the court right now.
Very impressive.
They've spread their points out well, though. Their starters have been able to generate good offense, and when they need their subs in, they've been able to maintain the pressure.
Ball's out there with a minute 36 remaining. So now as Kirkwood, 42-25, minute and 30 remaining. It's not feasible. So you're thinking, well, what lessons can I take from this game? What can I learn? How can we play better?
We can learn that
and
Ritter,
apply?
number 10, is absolutely on fire tonight.
That is a fact.
She's a sophomore. She's looked well, as well as Abercrombie. She's not on the court right now, but she's made up 3 of Lindbergh's 3-point shots. Jackson will take it from the point, top of the peak, to Convoy. Convoy's going to look for a 3 to Jackson. They've left number 10 wide open. Seems they've overlooked her, especially on the scouting report. She's not even there.
Taking advantage of
That's
a
Cronlin.
little bit of an
Cronlin
unknown.
will drive. Stuffed.
It stays in. Thought that was
Ritter,
out.
3, not good. Ritter will look for
Back
another
out.
3.
They
Jackson.
have not let the foot up off the gas pedal here, even with under a minute remaining.
Pressure. Jackson. Stuffed. Kept in. Convoy puts it up. Good.
Oh. The game is lost, but Kirkwood was determined to not let up any more points. Unfortunately, that one did eventually bounce in after numerous blocks.
That's a 19-point deficit. Lindbergh has just run it up, and they're calling kind of a morale-boosting timeout here for Kirkwood.
Let's talk about stuff, slow down the game, just see if you can play well for the last 35 seconds. Let everybody know, hey, it's not the worst thing in the world. You have some things you can take away from this game and try to improve on.
I agree. Kirkwood obviously not looking their strongest right now. That's okay, but you obviously you're looking for those opportunities to prove yourself. If you're a freshman like Maggie Gunn, you've been given the nod. You're playing varsity. If you're number 12, Emma Apple, you're looking for that too. And if you're a senior number 5, Brooke Bendoff, you're looking to make this last year memorable. But
Of course.
30
All valid
seconds.
motivations.
30 seconds on it. We'll wind it down here with you. But let's remind you what's coming up after this. Kirkwood, varsity boys
Fast break.
basketball, fast break for Riley.
Kicked out.
For Riley Raylan.
Watch the World Cup and said, I want to kick the ball out.
Coming up after this is Kirkwood Varsity Boys Basketball. They're 2-0. I will be joined alongside Wiley Cruz. We will have a little bit more, hopefully a little bit more of a fast-paced game. Kirkwood's boys play a very fast-paced offense.
Very aggressive.
58 points against.
Oh!
Huge three by Burke Bendoff.
Splash City for Bendoff.
Newland
That's a
recovers
positive.
it. Newland recovers it in the defensive zone or offensive zone. She'll draw the foul. She'll take 2 from the line here. Kirkwood. There's 3 seconds left in this game. Obviously, Kirkwood's not going to win it, but they can at least draw it back to close enough. You know what I'm saying?
Hear
here?
me out. Make one.
One,
Like you just
good.
did. Intentionally miss the second one. Grab it out. 3-pointer.
I feel like that would be a great way to send off the night. Up. Good.
Nope, that one's through.
That'll be
14-point
the
deficit. Looks a bit more respectable than it could have been.
game, set, match.
That'll end it us for here, folks.
We got
Final score, 44 for Lindbergh, 30 for Kirkwood.
Thank you all for joining us. I'm Mason Heller alongside Owen back on the color commentary. We've been assisted by Liv Timp on camera, Quinn Sells on sound, Owen Spiegel on scoreboard, Ian Reno as a technical assistant, Landon Call also as a technical assistant, and Wiley Cruz will be joining us for the boys basketball game. You can find it right here on KHTV.
Stick around.
Please join us if you can.
I ended it. I thought you like.